In this video, we're going to talk about comparators, which will hopefully be useful for your homework assignment for this topic. So this priority queue example is available in the jar file for this week, and I'm going to run this right now. So as you hopefully got from your book, a priority queue keeps things in order, and by default it keeps things in their natural order. So this priority queue example is a queue full of strings, and the natural ordering defined on strings is alphabetical order. So the offer method is what we use to put things into a queue. So I'm going to offer the string Michelle. And now Michelle is in the queue. Next I'm going to offer the string Jason. And Jason's in the queue, and Jason's in the queue before Michelle, because since this is a priority queue, it's not based on the order that you add things in, it's based on the alphabetical order of the things. We're going to add another string, and that's going to be Alan, and Alan will be first. Now let's add Nathan. Nathan is last. Harry. So everything that's being added is getting stored into the queue in alphabetical order. Now let's say that instead of alphabetical order, we want the things in our priority queue to be stored according to a different order. Let's say hypothetically we want them to be stored in terms of how long the string is. So to do that, we need to define our own comparator, because the natural comparator does alphabetical order. So we need to make a class that defines the comparison that we want to be made instead. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to create a new class. We're going to call this string length comparator. And inside this class I'm going to say that it implements comparator and it's going to compare strings. Then I need to import the comparator class, and then it's complaining because I say that this class implements the comparator interface, but I haven't defined all of the methods for that interface. In this case, there's only one method, it's compare, and we need to tell it how we want it to compare the two strings. So let's say that we want to compare it by length. So if the length of the first string is less than the length of the second string, we need to return a negative number because we want this string to come before 02. It doesn't matter what negative number we return, it just needs to be negative. So I'm going to say return -1. Otherwise, if 01's length is greater than 02's length, then we're going to return +1. And otherwise, we're going to return 0. Meaning that the two strings are equal. So I wrote this out the long way so that you could see the logic of it, but actually we can do all of this in one statement. So we can say return 01.length minus 02.length, and this one statement will do exactly what all of these statements do. I think that's a neat shortcut, but you kind of have to stare at it a while to convince yourself that it's going to work. So now that we've got our comparator defined, we're going to go over here and we need to tell the priority queue to actually use this comparator. And the way that we do that is we need to use a different constructor for our priority queue. Instead of the one that takes no arguments, that orders things according to their natural ordering, we need the one where we can pass in a comparator. So we need to give it an initial capacity and a comparator. So I'll give it an initial capacity of, say, 10, and then the comparator is going to be our string length comparator. Now when we run this, we'll offer things and say Jason and Alan. So Jason and Alan are both the same length, number of characters, so it doesn't matter what order those come in because they're considered equivalent. But Abe is going to go before these because it's shorter than them. Similarly, Joe will come before Alan because it's shorter than Alan.